Hello, work life warriors. I hope you're doing well. Welcome back. Today, I just wanted to do a quick book review. I just finished this book. I purchased it about a year and a half ago, but I hadn't had a chance to read it. And I just finished it in about 5 days. I had to write an essay on it about a year and a half ago, and I purchased it because I wanted to read it. But I have so many books in line, and I finally got to it, and it was a great read. So I just want to talk about some of the things. As you can see, I have a couple of notes. I also did something that I normally do not do. I highlighted. Normally, I do not do that. Feels like vandalizing my books, so I don't do that. But I'm going to talk about a quote today from two quotes from Anna Quindlen. I hope I said that right. And I'm going to, as you can see, the first quote is a whole paragraph, and then the second one is a quick line. So I'm going to talk about this and wrap this video and book up because I thought that this was a really good talking point. So it says, "You better have you, the real you, the authentic examined self, not some patchwork collection of affections and expectations, mores and mannerism, some treadmill set to the prevailing speed of universal acceptability, the tyranny of homogeneity, whether the homogeneity of the straight world or the suits or the spiky world of avant-garde. You are only real if you can see yourself. See yourself clear and true in the mirror of your soul and smile upon the reflection." So then she goes on to say, um, that basically life is like a violin that you're learning along the way. And although it seems terrifying, you must do it you must play anyone anyway. It says, "Look in the mirror. Who is that woman? She is the work of your life. She is its greatest glory too. Pick up your violin, lift your bow, and play your heart out." And I absolutely love this. It is so important, especially when she said, "You better have you," because no one else will have you like you will have you. And if you don't have you, why would anyone else cover you? If you don't think you're worthy of covering yourself, why would someone take attention from their world to cover you? So you have to be the first person to have you before anyone else will cover you. You must have you. And then she says, "The real you, the authentic examined self, not some patchwork collection of infections and expectations, mores and mannerisms, some treadmill set to prevailing speed of universal acceptability." Wow, that is so powerful, especially since we are mammals and mammals are social animals. And so we do so much for social acceptance. We do so much to be liked, to be received, to not be judged, to not be rejected, to not fail, that we forget who we really are, or we don't know who we really are because we switch who we are and what pace we run or the tone we set, depending on the people that we are around or where we want to go or the people we want to be around, right? And it's not really accepting who you really are. And it's like you give up pieces of yourself or the whole of yourself to be something that is inauthentic. And if you don't have you, is it fair to ask someone to have pieces of you, not even the real you? Right? Cover the inauthentic me, cover the personality, cover all the parts, my patchworks of affections and expectations and mores and mannerisms. Cover those things, even though they are not really who I am. It is a matter of who society wanted me to be. And I just think it's so important. Leadership is about being authentically yourself, not choosing the right answer to look a certain way or doing the right thing to avoid being talked about or looked at in a certain way. Basically changing the narrative. Leadership is being your authentic self without changing the narrative. You have no need to do that. It's nothing to defend, nothing to hide. You should have no regrets, no shame, no blame, no anger, no guilt. It's no point of any of those things, right? Leadership is about I know who I am, and I'm bringing my gifts, talents, abilities, skills, strengths to the situation to add value to it. And so, if you do not know who you are and your strengths and what makes you unique and special and different, how can you offer that to anyone else? And why would you give that away just to be generic? And so, I just thought that it was such a really good metaphor for what we do. And then she goes on down here, it says, leadership can be learned by any of us, no matter our age, circumstances, or the challenges we face. Anna Quindlen, the successful columnist, novelist, and essayist, has it right. We can create ourselves. We do create ourselves. And the choice is ours at each moment and at every moment to learn the lessons of leadership. Absolutely. And it goes on to say, unfortunately, we tend to associate learning new skills with youth, but in fact, the possibility of leading is available throughout our lifetime. Where every choice we make, we take charge of our lives. It's never too late to discover our unique voice as leaders. And that is the most important thing we need to focus on is you can create your story. You are actually the storyteller and the author of your story. So you get to tell the story that you want to create. So it's your life. You can create the story you want, go to places you want, be the person you want, but just make sure that it's answering an authentic call. It's not just what was already here before you got here. Don't ascribe to systems and institutions that may not have your best interest in mind and don't align with your own goals, values, dreams, beliefs, and morals, right? So it's up to you to decide and design the life that you deem worthy of living, regardless of what people say about you or your choice, right? Because they have the opportunity to make their own choice. Now, if we all continue, to choose here in America, many of us choose the American dream over authenticity. And right slap dab in the middle of it, we realize many of the things that we collected we don't even really want. We really didn't want that, that high paying job that requires you to be away from your family and working over 80 hours a week. We really didn't want, the fast car that came with a $600 car payment and $300 insurance. We really didn't want to be mothers and fathers that, need to take care of someone 24 hours of the day. We're barely accountable and responsible over our own lives. So many of us, we didn't want, the student loans. We thought it would get us someplace, but we realized it didn't. We didn't want the 30-year mortgage, but we stuck now, right? So a lot of times we can chase things that we don't even really know if it's for us or that we really want. And it's just hitting the milestones of what was already here. Instead of you taking the time, knowing yourself, authentically picking out the things that you think will bring you joy, creativity, peace, love, aligning you to source, putting you in flow, improving the quality of your life. It is your responsibility, and you have the authority to do that. You have the authority to design your life, to create your life at any moment, at any time. All it requires for you to do is to be mindful, practice mindfulness, and insert your values in the present moment, because that's the only place that you can do it. So I really, really enjoyed this book. Like I said, I read it very quickly. I'm glad that I purchased it. I also really like books that are like workbooks where it talk a little bit and they give you a couple of exercises to do. Many of the exercises I've done many times over in undergrad, grad, some I've done and made on my own, which was so pleasant to see that I'm on the same mind track as other people of the leaders in our community. So that was nice. And it was a couple that I tried and brought some clarity. So if you have time, read this book. If you read this book, please share with me. What do you think? What's your thoughts? What are your beliefs? How do you feel about designing your own life? Are you co-creating with Source? Are you designing the life that you want? Do you feel like you have the authority to control your life, to show up to be the person you want to be? Well, I hope this helps, Work Life Warriors. Please share with me in your comments. What do you think? I would love to hear it. Love to hear what you think about this book and what do you think about designing your life and co-creating with Source. Again, Have a great day, work life warriors, and I'll see you tomorrow for your stress management tool, tip, trick, or technique. Have a great day.